Hey there, welcome back to Richard's Toy Room once again. And once again we have a model kit review and build. This one's going to be a little different for two reasons. One, this is an actual vintage kit. And by vintage I don't mean this is like the original issue when it first came out in the late 50s, early 60s. But this is, as far as I know, the last time this kit was released. And I believe it was kind of hard to find information, or at least follow the information that I was looking up for this. But for one thing, I can't even really tell what year Lark this is supposed to be. I've seen it listed anything from a 59 to all the way through like a 63. And there weren't a whole lot of changes in them, so, I mean, take your pick. You wouldn't be too far off, or wouldn't be crucified if you called it any one of those years, I guess. Anyway, it would appear that this kit was first designed, and it's JoHan, which are also long out of business. I really like JoHan's because they made a lot of kits that nobody else ever made and still haven't made to this day. But I won't go off on that tangent. But it was released as a hardtop, either like in 59 as a promo kit or 60, somewhere around there from what I could tell. And then the convertible kit came along a little later, like maybe a year or two after that. And it had been re-released a number of times over the decades. But supposedly this was last, at least this box art or whatever, this configuration of it was like 79, I think, something like that. I bought this in the 80s. I believe I bought this at a like a flea market. I used to go to this car show that they had where I used to live every fall, and sometimes they had it in spring too. And I remember, if you can see this here, the price sticker, $3.95. Now that may sound pretty cheap compared to what they are now, but I mean, I was buying kits for $5 or less not even like 20 years ago. So that's how much the stupid things have inflated since then. Again, won't go off on that tangent either. But since this is going to be a fairly short video, I'll just give you a real brief history of this car and the Studebaker. Studebaker had merged with what was the premier luxury car maker in the United States, Packard, in the mid-late 50s. And unfortunately, that killed the Packard make and almost killed Studebaker as well. But they came out the following year after they ditched Packard with this Lark, which pretty much staved off death for the company for about another 5-6 years. And I mean, it came at the right time. It was a small car. There was like a recession and stuff like that, and people gobbled them up. In fact, my grandmother, I remember her telling me that she had one of these and she loved it. It was like one of her favorite cars that she ever had. I've never seen a picture of it, so I don't know if it was a convertible or a hard top or whatever. But anyhow, they were pretty good cars. And, they, as fast as they gobbled them up, then all the other manufacturers came up with their small cars. And Studebaker didn't have the money to compete or, refresh them, update them, anything. And it just went down just as fast as it went up. And that was the end for them. So this is a 1/25th scale. It's a snap-together kit. And that's another reason why this is going to be a shorter video. This doesn't even have any instructions. That's how low end of a kit it is. Although it is very detailed and very nice. I had debated on doing a full paint and detail and everything on it. To be perfectly upfront, I already built this kit back like when I got this, like maybe in the mid 80s or something like that. And I never glued it. I just did the snap together fit, and it was put away. In fact, it was in this box. I kind of just rolled it back into the box. And unfortunately, one of the axles had broken, but all I did was glue it. I could have made a new one if I needed to, but it was no big deal. But I took it all apart. It came apart very easy. The only thing I couldn't get out was this axle. So I just left it in there, and I left the tires, the wheels in the tires. They had started to actually... Well, that's not a good one. Actually, I guess this is probably the best example of it. If you can see, the rubber started to melt on the where it meets the plastic, and so I didn't bother. I could pop them out easily, but I just said, just leave it. Why bother? I took the rest of the kit completely apart. It's never, like I said, never been detailed, never been painted. So I thought we'd put it back together, and I'm not going to paint it. I'm going to make it basically look like a promo kit, and put it on my shelf with the completed models. And I'll tell you, the other reason I'm doing that is because these JoHan kits, they used to be the cheapest kits you could get. Like I said, $3.95 I paid for this. That's not too far off from what they were in the stores too. I mean, they were like $3 to $5 tops. I used to get them all the time. I got them at Ames, I mean, and they were the molds were old. They used to have a lot of flash on them. But they were, like I said, decent kits because you couldn't get the models they made anywhere else. On the side here, they have some other snap kits that I've also never acquired. They got a Javelin, a Cadillac, an old Cutlass, and a Gran Torino. I mean, I wish someone would re-release these kits. I mean, they're really nice kits of subject matters that you can't get anymore. Anyway, this is another odd one is it opens on the end. But since these kits are so valuable now, I really don't want to build it. I mean, technically, you could do exactly what I'm doing right here. I took it all apart, and I could sell it as basically an unbuilt, kit if I ever wanted to. And they go, what I feel are ridiculous amounts what people pay for these now. But I have quite a few that I never built. And I can't bring myself to build them now because they're just so valuable. And it's a shame because that's what they're for, but I don't know. It's like, it's an ongoing battle. But anyway, I'll show you the instructions. Basically, they're on the box. So you put the wheels together, you put the interior parts together, and it's written out here. And then the bottom gives you the rest. You put the axle chassis, trim, and taillights on, and you're done. So I mean, literally, if it takes me 5 minutes, I'm probably going too fast or too slow. So now, one other really bizarre thing, though, in the kit, I have to say this had to have come like this because I don't know why I would have had this in here, and I bought this kit sealed. So, and I don't remember when I took it apart if this was all there was with the sprues, or if maybe somebody resealed this. I really don't know. But on here, you probably can't see it. I'll try to get it in there close, and maybe you can see or not. Those two things on the bottom, those are Cadillac hood emblems. So obviously, they're probably for the what looks to be a mid-70s Cadillac on the box here. But I don't know why they would be on the sprue for the Studebaker. I mean, this looks like where the wheels and the bumpers and the everything were connected. That just seems kind of odd to me. I don't know. I saved it for some reason. I'll probably just throw it in my extra parts. But anyway, let's get the parts out here. I mean, it's not that a lot of parts, so I mean, we'll just like... You know what? Let me change the camera angle. I took the opportunity to move the parts into the center of the platform here, table, while I was changing the camera angle to save a few seconds. Anyway, this is all the parts. So, like I said, you start out with the interior. If you want to take a look at it, it's basically your one-piece interiors, door panels, and seats. And here's your dashboard. It does have detail on it. So you pop the dashboard in, or on, I should say. Your steering wheel. Pop that in. Let me put that in first. Okay, it's a little finicky, but I got it in there. Now you take the body, if you want to take a look at that. It's black, so it's kind of hard to see everything, but I mean, this would look nice all detailed up, but I'm hoping maybe someday somebody will get their hands on the mold and re-release these so I won't have to not ruin, but you know, build a very expensive kit. So you take the windshield, you drop that in. Like so. Then you take the interior. That in. Then they give you these 4 little plugs that just go on the pegs here. Really? Then you have the interior and windshield all in. All right. Then I believe you take the axles. Oh, let me show you the chassis first. It's got some detail, you know, like any decent kit. Of course, no engine because the hood doesn't open. What they call a curbside. I think is that what they call it? Curbside? Yeah, I think that's the word. The axles don't really, the wheels don't really stay on the axles too well, but once you get it platform, you know, or not platform, where is this word coming from? Once you just put it on the shelf, it'll be fine. They won't go anywhere. So now you take the bumpers. I can't remember which one's the front, which one's the rear. Let me double check. Pretty sure the one with the nameplate is the one that goes in the rear, or the year goes in the rear. Yeah, okay. So you got, oh, well there you go. This one's Actually dated 1962, so there you go. We'll call it a 62. But they slide in. There's little slots in the back here. And the front. Alright. Then you take the chassis, put it on the body, and they give you basically 4 push pins. I guess they could have gave you screws, and perhaps that was what kit originally came with. I don't know if these holes are lined up. Hang on. Seriously. Now I remember why I didn't have these front pins in. The holes were just a little too small for the pins to go in. So we're not doing anything dastardly by doing this. Just enlarging the hole just enough to get some pins in. Come on. Doesn't seem to be lined up quite right here. Oh, these wheels are driving me crazy. Alrighty. And we got 2 tail lights here. Just pop those in. I didn't jam those pins in because I wanted them to be removable without breaking. So if you actually looked a little closer at them, they would look like they were sticking out too far. But just tail light must have a little flash on it. It doesn't want to go all the way in. There it goes. All right, put the top on. It's got 4 pins. Now all we got left are the headlights and the grill. That stupid wheel. I don't think these headlights are left or right. And for the last time, you go back on. All right, and there we go. She is done as a promo type kit. No paint, no detail, just straight out of the box. So let's throw her up on the turntable and finish this video out.